I'm gonna hop right into it. What I'm not going to allow is for somebody like not performing the way they want to perform and not being uncomfortable. If you're not, doing what you feel like you need to do, then we're gonna make it in a good way. I want to make you very, very uncomfortable. The same way my mentors did for me, the same way I would do for someone I love, right? For my son, pushing them, kind of to their limits, being respectful, but giving you like the hard truth. And here's what it is. All I try to do is I look at my own progress, and it's not a joke. I didn't have any, I had negative. If you have negative, whatever the cost is, you don't have enough. Whatever the cost is, you don't have enough. I didn't have enough. But I felt lost, but it wasn't because of the money. I just felt lost because I was just really trying to figure out what direction that I went in. I did have some support around me, even though I didn't want to accept the support I had. But I had the support. I just didn't accept the support. I wanted the opportunity to persevere, right? So what did I do? How did I get from that to this? Well, I cut off everything, right? And that's what I'm encouraging everyone to do. I know everybody, maybe nobody here is in some type of like dire need. But even if you're in dire need or you're kind of like floating above water, if you're not comfortable with your finances, there's just things that you have to do. And one of the things that I did, and it wasn't by choice, and I'm asking you to do this by choice, and I have some homework for you guys, is to cut off everything and anything that's not in alignment with what you want to do. All right, what does that mean? You shouldn't be watching no television. Like, for what? You're gonna have to explain to me why you're watching television if your finances is not where they need to be. You're gonna have to like explain that to me. That's number one. Number two, cancel some of these subscriptions you're not using. Even if you so if you're not watching TV, you don't need Netflix right now. Right? Netflix is not gonna cancel you forever if you decide that you don't want to pay next month. I'm telling you this because these little bills start adding up. If you look at all your subscriptions, if you're eating out, if you're buying unnecessary clothes, like these little things can put you in the position to where you really want to be. Prime example. I started with $10. Like literally, I started with $10 a day. And then now, we obviously paying over $300 a day. But everything that I made, all I did was reinvest it. But I cut off everything. And it was unintentional. But it worked. I wasn't watching no TV. I was unable to buy clothes. I wore the same jeans for 4 months. I was obviously eating. And I slept in a storage space maybe one night. Right, one night. I have a place in the city. I just couldn't be there. So it was, some of it was by choice, right? But I needed it. I needed to sit still. But I'm encouraging you to do that because it's gonna make a shift in everything that you're doing. I never want to hear that somebody can't, like, especially those who are licensed. I don't want to hear you can't afford, you can't afford leads, you can't afford $100, you can't afford $50, not with your license, not being able to write your own ticket. It can't be any excuses. If you are, because I was in a position where I didn't have anything to do anything, right? I had negative. It was like, well, I came up with a plan. And the plan was, I wasn't going to watch TV, which I didn't. I couldn't afford Netflix or anything else. They may give you a free month. They canceling everything. I'm not scrolling. I'm not doing anything that's not in alignment with what I want. I'm going to read something to y'all that's insane. And I also know this is definitely part of the reason before I went through that, me being metaphorically crippled, because that's what that space was. It was me really just trying to figure out what it is I wanted to do. But before that, if we rewind before I got in the space with the people that I'm with now, like I thought I was doing well. Like I struggled mentally. I struggled with a lot of things because I was really just trying to fit in, thinking that I needed to dress a certain way or be a certain way for people to like me, right? I just found out that people like me for who I am. I don't need none of this stuff. My personality people like. I'm gonna read something to you guys, a study that they did that's insane. Notes on performance and social influence. Proximity to high performance, right? So being close to people that's doing better than you or are high performers. Sitting within 25 feet of a high performer boosts your own performance by 15%. Positive energy and high achievement are contagious. This is not my opinion. This is a fact. Proximity of low performers. Sitting within 25 feet of a low performer decreases your performance by 30%. Negative emotions and low motivation spread faster than positive ones. Oh my God. Oh my God. So when I'm talking to you guys about checking, who are you hanging out with? I don't care if they're your day one, y'all graduated high school together, I met you in college, we 60. If they're not in alignment with exactly what you want to do, you gotta put them on hold. Nobody's saying delete them. Because the fact of the matter is, who you surround yourself with, it matters. Negative cues, anxiety, fatigue, lack of confidence can affect your own mindset and productivity. Being around negative people is keeping you where you are. And I can contest to that. Because I was around people with, nah, you shouldn't do that. Nah, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Maybe not that I've always had confidence in myself, but it's like, maybe I shouldn't do that, right? Maybe I'm doing too much, right? Instead of going off my own mindset, it's like, no, I can do this. I can make this happen. I can figure it out. When I got around that circle of people that everybody was doing better than me. Every single person was doing better than me. Financially, spiritually, emotionally, not physically because I was working out, but everything else, they was doing better than me. And it definitely made me better. It made me a better man being around older people and watching the way they move. It made me realize that some of the mistakes that I made were obviously learning lessons, but you don't always have to learn from your own mistakes. It's smarter to learn from other people's mistakes. So choosing your circle wisely is definitely one of those things that you guys need to do.